Hi, I'm Carly Van Art. I'm a member of the Canadian XLH network and I'm part of the social media committee. And today I would like to introduce the secretary of the executive board of the Canadian XLH network, and that is Josie Campbell. Welcome, Josie.
Hi, Carly. Thanks.
How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
So tell us a bit about your role as secretary of the Canadian XLH network.
So, as a secretary, I basically do secretarial things. So, one of the biggest kind of responsibilities is obviously attending all the meetings, but I try to take very thorough notes during the meetings, to just so that if we ever need to look back on a conversation we had or any information that we have, I just try to keep it super organized and documented. And then other responsibilities that kind of link in with that is setting up the agenda for meetings. So I usually reach out to the group, a week or 3 or 4 days before the meeting to ask if there's any agenda items that anyone wants to add. Just kind of doing the organization behind the scenes is kind of what I'm up to.
Yes, and you're very organized. I can attest to that. You keep us all on track. So what was your experience getting involved with Canadian XLH? How did you join the network?
Well, a couple of years back, I guess now, which seems like yesterday, I thought about reaching out to, or just kind of creeping on Facebook or Instagram to see if I could find any XLH related groups to join, and stumbled across a couple of Canadians in some XLH Facebook groups. So we ended up kind of just starting a chat on Facebook and realized some of us are actually in pretty close proximity to each other. Like within a couple hours, there were quite a few of us, which was kind of a big realization, because I think a lot of us, and I mean, I'm speaking for some others, but a lot of us felt pretty alone having XLH. So once we kind of found out that there were some other XLHers not too far away from us, we started chatting, and we got introduced to Sherry that kind of same way through social media. And she kind of banded us together, and we decided to all get together at one of the central person's house, like geographically. And it kind of just stepped up from there and kind of became what it is today.
Yeah. So before that meeting, we'll call it, did you know anyone else with XLH? I think you have some family members.
Yes, only family members. Mm-hmm. So I have XLH. I got it from my mom. And then I have 2 brothers with XLH. And I have 2 sons with XLH and 3 nieces with XLH. So we did have each other, which was really nice. But it was kind of nice to be interacting with others who experience the same. And then we can kind of talk about our journeys together. Like, for example, I got to meet Danielle, who's the vice president, who I think you'll meet in the coming weeks. But she has 2 sons with XLH as well. So sometimes when things are feeling frustrating, or, I have questions, we can kind of talk to each other. So it was really nice to be able to meet others in similar situations.
Yeah, as a parent and a caregiver to someone with XLH, but also as somebody with XLH yourself.
Yeah, a lot of irons in the fire over here.
Yeah. So how has being part of this network improved your ability to advocate for yourself and for others?
So just like having access to others, like we were just talking about, the support that we're getting from other people who are experiencing either, like you said, XLH directly, or you're a caregiver of someone with XLH. I think that just number one, the support of others around you is worth, more than dollars. Like it's pretty amazing to be able to do that. Having said that, all of these people were in kind of the same journey as us, to try to gain access to a new medication that was recently approved for XLH called Crysvita. And being able to talk to some people who were already approved through different programs was really helpful, because we could say, okay, we just got approved, which was a really big deal. And then they were able to tell us what it might be like, or how many doctor's appointments we would have, or what we could do to prepare. And yeah, we could, once we knew about certain programs, which we might not have known unless we were in contact with some of the other people in the group, we could much better advocate for ourselves and our children as well. Knowing which programs were out there and what people were taking advantage of was really helpful. And not only for programs, but for doctors. Because some doctors are more knowledgeable about XLH and some are less knowledgeable about XLH. So it's really helpful to be able to say, hey, I'm having this issue, to some other people who might be having a similar issue. And they can say, I saw this doctor's in your area, and you can reach out to them, or whatever that case may be. So just resources, basically being able to know what kind of doctors and programs, and giving us a heads up for really what's to come in our future.
Yeah. Like you said, not only just like sharing knowledge of how other people have been diagnosed, or what things health-wise they're finding, but also like what applications, or who fills out the applications, or how did the process go, or the different programs available, like you said.
Yes,
well,
definitely.
Thank you so much for meeting with us today. It's good to see you.
No problem.
Have a good night.
You too.